Hello, I'm James O'Hagan, and this is Business Sign, your monthly business barometer brought to you from Dubai. Now, since the normalisation of relations between Israel, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, companies in the three countries have been scrambling to develop collaborations and exploit new markets. One of them is Emirati conglomerate Alhabtur Group. I caught up with the company's founding chairman to get the latest. Dubai-based Alhabtur Group is a multi-billion-euro company spanning sectors from automotive to hospitality. Its founder was quick to capitalise on the normalisation of relations between the UAE and Israel, announcing plans to open an office there. I began by asking him what the Abraham Accords mean for businesses in both the Emirates and in Israel.
Well, I have called for this since a very long time, years, that we have to communicate with the Israelis. The Israeli must communicate in general. I'm talking about the Arab and the Palestinian, etc. It is very important. We have no border with them. I have a relationship with a lot of Jews all over the world, and Israeli as well. And I think it will be a benefit for both countries. Let us test the water, What is the benefit between the two countries going, what we are going to benefit and what they are going to benefit from us. But I can see there will be good, positive thing between the two countries. The Israelis very advanced in technology and, in this area, and we are going to cooperate with them in that area.
Alhabtur Group also announced a collaboration with Mobileye, an Israel-based subsidiary of Intel, which is developing driverless vehicles and 3D mapping for smart cities.
Alhabtur Group has fleets of thousands of vehicles, rental cars, and we would be equipping at least 1,000 vehicles with a device that provides a driving assist, but in addition, also extracts critical data from the scene without violating any privacy of anyone. It's all anonymized, but critical data from the scene. This data is sent to the cloud and patched together through cloud processing for creating information about the infrastructure of the roads. For example, whether the roads contain cracks, whether lanes needs to be repainted. Also, dynamic data about congestion, information on how to not only control the traffic, but to reduce risk of accidents and do preventive maintenance of the roads. We have deals in France, in South Korea, in Japan for such deployment. And we're expanding now to the Emirates through Dubai. And Dubai is a natural place to start, because it's a very advanced city. The infrastructure is among the top of the world. It's a society that is craving new technology. They want to be the best in everything that is technological.
Though politically controversial, the Abraham Accords for Emirati and Israeli entrepreneurs alike have opened up worlds of opportunity to establish profitable relationships. Some of the largest wildfires in California's history blanketed the US state this September. Wine producers fear that smoke-tainted grapes could make their 2020 vintage a disaster, leading to huge losses in an industry worth around 37 billion euros.
Californian wine producers are facing huge losses because they lack the tools to test how much of their 2020 crop has been damaged in the wake of this year's devastating wildfires.
I've been here growing wine grapes for over 38 years, and I have never experienced or seen anything like this. Now, obviously, the longer that the smoke stays, the greater the risk of glycol, which is a naturally occurring compound in smoke, will affect the grapes in a way that could cause what's called smoke taint in the wine.
Researchers at the University of California, Davis, are trying to come up with new early testing methods to gauge whether the smoke has affected grapes. But it's not a simple procedure.
If we can predict better, then grape growers know, should I harvest? Should I not harvest? Winemakers know, should I buy the fruit? Should I not buy the fruit, right? It just would make everything so much easier. And we're trying our best, but it's a very, very complex issue. These compounds don't sit on the outside of the grape. It actually absorbs into the skin. So you can't wash it off. Your resulting wines can taste and smell overly ashy or smoky, and obviously that's not a character most people want in their wine.
Bottom line is we know some grapes are smoke damaged. What we don't want is to see good fruit rejected and not processed into wine, but because we lack the tools to understand it, detect it, that's what we're facing, is that we're going to see significant losses because good grapes are rejected.
California now faces wildfires of an alarming scale each year. without solutions to contain their spread. A world-class heavyweight in the wine industry may well struggle to survive.
To help stem the spread of COVID-19, UK workers are once again being encouraged to work from home. And it's making some people reimagine what office spaces should be. So-called flexible working spaces are taking over, and some come with unusual perks like nail bars, roof terraces, and even bedrooms.
Uncertainty about the future means many businesses no longer see long-term office leases as viable, and that's creating a new market for flexible workspaces like this one in London's Blackfriars.
Half our inquiries currently are from people coming out of leases of all sizes and saying, look, firstly, we don't know where we're going in COVID, and we don't know where we're going outside COVID. So rather than tying ourselves to a 5, 10, 15-year lease, we'd like some flexibility. And the truth being, they're never going to spend this sort of money and have this sort of quality in their own offices because it doesn't make any sense for them.
The trend is also leading designers to toy with the idea of what an office should be. Designer Sam Kopch created these interiors after surveying people about what triggers happiness for them.
We sent out surveys to get people's opinion on what happiness is, and it was everything from what happiness is to what colours trigger happiness. So the main public spaces were things like outdoors, being at the beach, hiking, childhood memories like toy trains, giant bugs, and we've implemented that across the space.
Spaces can be carefully constructed to encourage social distancing, and after months of working at home, a change of space is important for mental health and productivity.
You can naturally social distance, you're not in an office per se, but it is just a really good break from being stuck at home. You've got good ergonomics in a space like this. They are designed to be used to work in, where I think a lot of people are sat on sofas at the moment with laptops, which is really bad, again, for your mental health, I think. So these spaces are really key at the moment for people to actually be able to come in and have a break from your kids and actually get some work done.
And who says office spaces have to be mainly office anyway?
Only 61% of our space is offices. The rest is club lounges and meeting rooms, and we have nail bars, and we have gyms, and we have roof terraces.
Even if widespread working from home policies end, there's a good chance that the workspaces of the past will be gone, and boardrooms might even look more like a child's bedroom.
That's all we have time for in this edition of Business Line, but be sure to join me again next month for a roundup of the biggest business and investment stories from around the globe. I'll see you then.